Welcome back to Breakfast Daily on Citi TV. And remember, if you want to join the conversation, you can hashtag Breakfast Daily, or you can send a WhatsApp message to 0204 447 033. Now, yesterday, we began a conversation on uncompleted structures spread all over Accra and other parts of the country. Today, we're going to hone in on uncompleted structures in the education sector. Now, executives of the National Democratic Congress have served notice that they will lead a massive protest over an abandoned community day senior high school facility. Now, this is at Apagya near New Edubiasi in the Ashanti region. So the executives have accused the government of neglecting the project, and they're vowing to pile pressure until the facility is complete and put into use. So, the Ashanti regional correspondent for Citi News, Hafiz Tijani, sent us this report.
The school, located at Apagya in the Adansi South district, sits on a vast land overtaken by weeds. Similar facilities in parts of the Ashanti region have been completed and operational, while others like this one have been abandoned. Reptiles and rodents have taken over the facility, and portions of the building are deteriorating. National organizer of the National Democratic Congress, Joseph Yamin, says this is unacceptable.
I saw the start of the project as a deputy minister. I know the speed to which the contractors worked on this project. To the point that in 2016, before we went to do the election, this was the state it was. Not as bad as it is though, but at least it was. In fact, this building has accommodated BEC candidates for some 3 years. It's only last year, and last year they couldn't come simply because the state of it now is bad. And so if you have a facility like that and people are still sitting under trees going to school, it makes you very sad.
Ashanti regional executives of the NDC mobilized their members within constituencies in the Adansi traditional area to clear the weeds and also tidy up the facility. Ashanti regional NDC executives say they will soon lead a massive protest over the abandoned projects.
Our next plan is to mobilize this community to stage a serious demonstration in this community, that they can't abandon Adansi, their property, something that we have wasted government's money on it, and then we have left it, and we are going to start other projects that we don't even know when we are going to complete. We will do a demonstration, I'm telling you, I'm promising you. We will come back and stage a very big demonstration here. If they don't come and start something on it, we will stage the demonstration.
The chief of Apagya is hopeful the local economy of the area will grow when the facility is put to use. The executives say they will embark on similar campaigns to get similar abandoned projects completed. This community day school located at Pakoso in the Asokwarimampo municipality is in use, but the same cannot be said for a similar facility at Apagya near New Edubiasi in the Adansi South district.
So that was a report filed by our colleague Hafiz Tijani. And Kweku,
yeah,
I don't even know where to start. So the school has been used for some BC exams, right? But it's not being used as, for its intended purpose, a day school for senior high students. Looking at the structure, it's, should we say 80-90% complete, maybe even more. It's just, it's not furnished properly, as we can see, and some of the there's some damage that needs to be fixed. There are weeds, it's overgrown, etc. And when you think about the fact that we've got so many senior high schools that are overcrowded now, that are choked, we're looking for schools for students where they don't have to travel too far. And as the chief mentioned, if the school is operational, it will bring other economic activity to the area,
automatically,
which will help to facilitate employment and stuff like that. So he's also confused as to why it's been abandoned. Maybe the Ministry of Education can explain to us why they've chosen not to complete this building and operationalize it. I would hate to think that it's for political reasons only, because I don't think the students who would use this are carrying any kind of party card.
Exactly.
I mean, it's whoever uses it, it's supposed to be beneficial to everyone. So, you know, for a country that actually needs schools,
to abandon
this, it doesn't make sense.
But I think it smacks of the same type of leadership that we've watched over the years, right? Where a number of things go awry. So you have first of all, you know, the how Sames put it yesterday, the kind of political, you know, what we've subscribed to, the politics that we've subscribed to, is what is dragging us back, because it's almost as though if someone else started it and it's not quite complete, if we go and touch it and finish it off, it gives the person credit, and we can't take 100% credit for it. Therefore, we won't touch it, and therefore, the people that should benefit from it, even though we speak the talk to say we're here for the people, we don't do what we have to do to let the people benefit, right? We rather follow political expediency. So that's one of the things that we've seen repeat itself over and over again. Then you also have this thing where, and this is the part that even blows my mind more than anything at all, is you have one government, okay, start some projects. Then you have a new government from the same party, right? To wit, Kufuor Nanado. And Kufuor's projects, some of them are still abandoned. It's the most illogical thing for me ever. I was like, what on earth is going on here? Why do we do this to ourselves? Right? And the people that suffer the most are the citizenry. The parents of these children who could have had access to these schools have been paying their taxes.
In many ways.
What crime have we committed as Ghanaians? What is wrong with us?
This is proper brick and mortar.
Yes.
Block
heavy
and mortar.
investment.
Heavy.
Right? And then we let it sit there and rot. Look, there will come a time, if this building is not quickly put to use, you know, spend a few more thousand cedis, put it in shape, put it to use.
Staff it with teachers.
We will have to raise the building to the ground. That's if we're going to even start afresh again to give the people that opportunity in that community. It makes no sense.
Not at all.
We do not invest NDC money.
Exactly.
We do not invest MPP money in projects. We invest taxpayers, Ghanaian taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
And yet we put leaders in position that cannot see beyond their political colors.
And grants, when a grant is given for these infrastructural projects in the education center, I don't think they come and say, oh, it's an NDC grant. No. It's for the government of Ghana.
It's for the government of Ghana.
The education sector.
To invest in the people of Ghana. You know? So I don't understand it.
I wonder if you're a donor who gave donor funding for this. I mean, you must be sitting there shaking your head thinking, what's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point in allocating funds to a country that's going to do this with them?
Yeah.
When there are other places that could actually use that funding, you know, they thinking, okay, maybe they're giving a helping hand, whatever our thoughts are about donor agencies and their ulterior motives, whatever. But the fact is, if money is given for educational project, why not use it?
Yeah.
It just, if it's for political reasons, then it's just wrong.
You see,
it's just wrong, and I don't want to think that.
Even if somebody gives money and they have their agenda, money is apolitical.
Yeah.
Money doesn't have emotions. money is pretty much, you know, an inert object. It's how you use it that benefits or doesn't benefit you, right? Now, I want to ask those of you who are watching, where do you live? What is happening with the schools in your area? Do you have abandoned projects in your area? Abandoned school projects in your area? Some maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, there's been no attention on the project. Project has stalled. Do send us a message wherever you're watching us from. 0204 447 033. That's our WhatsApp line. Send us a message. Let us know what's going on in your area, because we're having this conversation now, and it's important for us to shine the light on this kind of rot that goes on in government, where people have been assigned to do work. People have been assigned to execute, you know,
Right.
And
people, you know, people shouldn't be, should we say, they shouldn't look at this with disdain because it's the NDC that has brought this to light. Or, you know, this is not, let's take the political color out of it. And I really wish someone from the Ministry of Education or the Ashanti Regional Education Directorate is watching and can shed some light on this.
We
you
need,
know, so
we
that
need
we
to
know
talk to somebody from
what the situation really is. And, you know, so you don't, oh, this is NDC stirring up trouble. There's a school that's been abandoned. It was built for a purpose. It's not being used for that purpose. We need answers as to why. That's it. Let's just look at it in those simple terms. Okay.
Because it's really that simple.
Well, we understand that Bafo Jan Koko II, who is the chief of Apagya, is on the line. So, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us on Breakfast Daily today.
It's a pleasure.
So, we are talking about this school, the Community Day SHS in Apagya, which has been abandoned. And as you know, and we saw some of your comments in the report filed by our colleague Hafiz, it's of great concern to you and to the community as to why the school is not operational. By any chance, have you been able to liaise with representatives from the Ministry of Education or the Ghana Education Service to find out why they have not yet operationalized this school, which looks like it's pretty much completed anyway?
Let me come in, and also I thank you very much for your calling. The school is not abandoned, as you said. When the government of NDC left with U Block, it was determined that it was day, they are coming to make it day. But when it was the government changed and another came, by the help of the former MP, George Udru, it was turned to be a boarding school. So with the help of the government and the MP, former MP, a full 2-story building was built there, which is completed now. There's light, there's water, and everything there. So it was not abandoned, as you are saying.
Okay, but help us understand this, because from the report we are seeing and what we heard in the report, the school is not being utilized. According to what we saw in the report, I believe Hafiz spoke to you, if you're the same person we saw in the report, and you said that if the school was indeed finished and being used, it would bring a lot of economic activity. Students would be renting facilities around there, bringing more business. So unless we're looking at different schools, but from what we are seeing here, we're looking at a Community Day SHS, which looks like it has been abandoned. There's damage to the building and is not being in use. And there's a lot of weeds surrounding it. Are we talking about the same school, or are you saying that the school we are looking at now at Apagya is actually completed and is ready to be used?
That is what I'm saying, that it is not abandoned. There is 2 dormitories which is built now, completed. There's light and fine and everything there.
So are people, using the school now?
Are people using it? Yes.
Sir?
Are people in the school now?
No, it was not open. That is why we are saying that we beg the government, we are appealing to Nanadu to open that school for us so that it will be used for the people around there and the whole Ghana community.
So when you say it's not abandoned, I don't understand what you mean, because we are looking at the pictures now. There's rats and other things in the place.
The roof
has come off. The roof was damaged. We're seeing
people trying to
people
weed
trying
a bit
to weed the environment, because there's a lot of weeds and bushes and things on the compound, on the premises. So when you say it's not abandoned, I don't understand why you say it's not abandoned.
My brother, the reason why I'm saying that, we have been weeding the surrounding of the distance. It's only this year, and as I'm saying, we started communal labor there before the NDC people went and continued. We weed part of the distance. We have also started the boarding house at the same compound, weeding from that time to the roadside. That is why I'm saying, but it is not open. We have been cleaning the compound and everything day in and day out. But as it is now, that it is not open. That is why there is a distance there, and then the people went and weed a part of the portion. But the dormitories place, it is also at the same compound. We have started weeding that place, coming to the roadside.
Okay, so who have you been speaking to about opening the school?
Oh, we have moved to the regional minister. We talked to him when he came to Apagya some time ago to open the Deba ground, which is built. We talked to him, we discussed with him, and after that we have sent letters to regional minister office, regional director's office, through there to the minister to open the school for us. That's what we've done.
And who built the boarding facility?
Sir?
Who built the boarding facility? You said there's now a dormitory.
It is MPP government who built the boarding facility with beds and mattress also there.
So when was the boarding facility completed?
Oh, it's completed about a year ago, or let's say a year ago.
Okay. All right. Chief, we are thanking you for your time this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
I also thank you very much.
All right.
So we are appealing to the government to open it for us, because everything is okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Okay, so make of it what you will.
Yes.
You saw the footage that we showed you. The chief insists it hasn't been abandoned, but I don't know if there's a different definition for abandonment.
I know, and I'm very curious, are we looking at the same school? Because maybe we'll get a chance to talk to Hafiz as well, because from all the images we're seeing, we don't see a dormitory.
Completed dormitory block.
Unless it's on another side that he didn't capture. And even the images we're seeing now, I mean, there are doors that are not installed.
Yeah.
There's debris,
exposed
all over.
Ceilings,
so
and all of that.
You know, because a dormitory, he says, is completed. There's light, everything, but the students have to be in class.
Yes.
In the classrooms before they sleep.
Yes.
So if there's a dormitory that's ready to be occupied, but the classroom blocks are not, then how, make it make sense. But perhaps Hafiz can shed some light on this as well. Maybe he just didn't capture the dormitory. That's why we're not seeing it. Maybe he knows something more about this.
Look, there are no doors there.
Yeah,
we saw the exposed ceiling a few seconds ago.
Yes.
We see, all kinds of debris on the ground in the place.
And
there,
again, until the weeding that we saw, it's overgrown.
Yes, and look at the weeds
it's actually
there.
not.
Nobody has been here for months. So when you say it's not abandoned, I don't understand if there's a different definition for abandonment.
I don't know. I don't know either.
Yeah, look at birds' nests.
Yes.
How do birds build their nest in a building that is
there?
Yeah.
Well, maybe there's something we're missing, and something we're not seeing.
It's possible there's something we're missing.
Maybe Hafiz can shed more light on this, especially with this new development of a dormitory that's supposed to be readily
With
ready to be
lights.
used and all of that. Okay. Hafiz, good morning. Hi, Hafiz.
I'm well. How are you
Hi,
doing?
hi. Oh, I'm all right. Thank you. Happy New Year. I don't think I've spoken to you this New Year.
Same to you. Same to you.
Thank you. Okay, Hafiz, so help us out here. We've been talking about your report on the Community Day Senior High School in Apagya, and we just spoke with the chief of the area. He says the school has not been abandoned and that there is a newly built dormitory there, which for some reason, we do not see in your report. He also says that they are just pleading with the government to open the school, but the school is ready to be used. It is not abandoned. So can you just shed some light on this for us? Is the school ready to be occupied and operationalized? Is there a new dormitory that has been built there? And if so, what's the state of it?
So 3 years ago, we were told that some BEC candidates who were in the area were using the facility to write BEC.
Okay.
But the state of the facility has not been given the needed attention to be opened. The government, the current government, were told started building some dormitories because where the school was located, communities there could not, or students from community there could not travel to these areas. So they wanted to build these dormitories so that it can occupy, or the students can occupy the school, these dormitories, so that when they are coming from far away, they can stay there, and those within the community can access the school easily. So this was done in other schools, like similar projects, like one in the Fumsu, in the Adansi Asukwa district within the Adansi area. And then we had another one at Kwabinakwa in the Obuasi East district of the Ashanti region in the same area. And the school at Apagya, we are told, will serve communities within the area. And apart from that, we have the new Ibibiasi Senior High School.
Sorry, Hafiz, pause. Is there a dormitory at the Community Day SHS in Apagya?
Yes, that's what I was saying. I'm saying that the government built a dormitory so that it could serve students who are coming from far away the town. So people who are coming outside the Adansi area.
Hafiz, is it on the grounds of this school that you are showing us? Is it on the same compound?
Yes, yes.
Okay, because we didn't see it in the report, so it doesn't give the impression that the dormitory is there. And is the dormitory functional? Is it ready to be moved into?
Yes, the dormitory is ready, but it's not like one that the students can occupy. The dormitory has been roofed and everything has been done, but it's not like one that people can live in.
So what's left for people to live in?
So we just have the finishing touches in terms of fixing the fans and the lights in there for people to be able to live in.
Okay,
and the painting of the facility.
Okay, so they've brought electricity to the building, but it hasn't been furnished. The fixtures haven't been put in place.
Yes. It has not been finished.
Okay.
But even at the school, we have shown some bunk beds that were brought in. So they are to be fixed in the dormitory. But because the dormitory is not entirely ready, they have left the bunk beds in some of the schools.
Those are the structures we saw in there. Okay.
Yes.
Because
so
according to the chief, the dormitory is ready, like fully ready. They just need the government to open it so they can move in. And the school is not abandoned. That is what the chief said.
Well, the school, if he says it's not abandoned, I beg to differ, because the place has been taken over by weeds. There is no any care for it. And some of the structures are deteriorating. The facility, portions of the facility are deteriorating. when you go inside, you look at the roof, the T&J that has been used in some of the classrooms are falling off. And we had some of the roofs also coming down. So that is the description of an
abandoned property
structure we are talking about.
Okay, all right. And you know, we understand that members of the NDC are the ones who went there. Obviously, we saw Joseph Yamin and his team, and they showed, you know, you showed them weeding, etc. So we know that they obviously have their political slant to this because the day schools were built under the Mahama administration. But the dormitory, we understand, was built under the Akufo-Addo administration. So to the best of your knowledge, it looks like there's buildings done from both parties. But what ultimately is it going to take for this school to be open finally so that students can actually use it?
So exactly the point the chief was making, he says that both governments have contributed to this project. So he doesn't understand why the school is still being left and it's not in operation. So what is left is just the government posting teachers there and also painting the facility again, because the paint that was done is now waning, and just putting the dormitory in the right structure for people to be able to live in.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Hafiz.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Okay.
So it gives us a little bit more perspective to what's really happening there. So it's like a building that has been taken to a point of maybe even 98% completion. The building itself is complete, but it's been left. And as it's been left, deterioration has begun, you know. And the SHS was built as a day SHS.
Yes.
This government came and put in a boarding facility. Probably again because of, you know, the challenge of distance and all the rest. It makes sense for people to just live there,
be able to live
and do that. But for some reason, about a year ago, when it was completed, nothing has been done since.
Right. So what was the point?
You know, so then that is the very definition
so those are the bunk beds
of abandonment.
About. Yeah.
That's the
exactly.
definition of abandonment.
I don't know.
Right? It's like you stop, you leave it. And of course, abandonment doesn't necessarily mean forever, right? But it's just, for now, it's been left.
It's been left.
You know, it's been, and it's deteriorating.
Yeah. Look, Ghana Health Service, please, let's hear from you. Apagya Community Day Senior High School. Well, I don't know if we can call it day anymore because it looks like it's a boarding school now. So Apagya SHS, if you could please let us know what the status is with regard to the facility being open, ready for use by students and teachers alike. That would be very helpful. Very, very helpful. Well, okay, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll delve into more stories. Okay, we have someone on the line.
Yes, we've been joined by the Senior Programs Officer for Africa Education Watch, Divine. He's joined us on the line. Divine, good morning.
Good morning, David, right?
Yes, it's David. Yes. Welcome to Breakfast Daily. Yeah, now, Divine, in your studies of the schools around Ghana, how many schools do you tend to find in this kind of condition where the school building itself is near completion or maybe even completed, but somehow it's not in use? And this particular one, one government brought it to a point. It was, let's say, ready to be used. Things like tables, chairs, all of that had not yet been put in place. But another government comes to continue and decides that let's make it a boarding facility, you know, because of distance and all those kinds of things. And so puts a structure up for boarding, starts to furnish the place. But about a year now, nothing has happened. And it's like you can't go forward, you can't go back. It's like you're stuck and people can't use the property. Have you come across a lot of these?
All right, David, thanks for the opportunity once again, and good morning to your viewers. Yes, the available data that we have, we know that initially between 2014 and then 16, it was 29 out of 124 awarded contract E-block contracts awarded that were completed. So initially, 124 E-blocks contracts were awarded. By the end of 2016, 29 of them were completed. And then in 2017, 31 new ones were also constructed.
Okay.
And as at 2020, September 2020, the total number of E-blocks completed were 60. And it means that 84 of them are at various stages of completion. So it's not surprising that we have been hearing of issues of E-blocks being left unattended to, because as of 2020, 60 out of the 124 contracts awarded were the ones that were fully completed. And we have seen the lack of disinterest, so to call it, on the part of this government to continue some of these projects, because it does not fit into its model of rolling out senior high school education. Its model still depends on the 70% boarding and then 30% day.
Okay.
So you know that the E-block mainly is for day students. So if the senior high school system is still highly dependent on boarding system, 70%, and then 30% for day students, it becomes difficult for the government to complete all of this, and then without a boarding facility, the students will be having a very long distance even to access some of these schools. Even the existing ones that have been completed, the reality is that some of them are understaffed, or the capacity is not up to the maximum level that they expect. It's basically because the distance the children will have to commute, at times it is so long for them. So not a huge number of students are posted to some of these schools. So the capacity is always few. And what that means is that it doesn't fit into the free senior high school even narrative, because when the free senior high school started and students were posted to existing schools, government needs to expand infrastructure in those schools. And in 2018, government went for a loan of 1.5 billion. So currently, expansion work has gone so much in this existing school that very soon, I'm sure, we'll even be eradicating the double track or a cohort system, as we call it now. So expansion work has been done, and it tells that the schools, the existing schools, could even accommodate the students. And therefore, if government goes ahead to complete these E-blocks now, they will still not have the maximum number of students. And for us at Edward, the last time we talked about this issue, we see that it would be even a waste of resource, a scarce education resource, if government goes ahead to complete all of these E-blocks, for the fact that even the existing ones, some of them, they are not up to capacity. Student enrollment is not up to the capacity of the school can accommodate. So if government goes ahead to complete all of if government goes ahead to complete all of them right now, it will not be a prudent use of their resources, because government has channeled its resources entirely, the 1.5 billion loan it got, to expand access at the existing senior high school to accommodate the huge number the free senior has brought.
Divine,
yes,
I have a question. Off the back of what you're saying, is it that the schools are located wrongly? What's going on here? Because we do have overcrowding in other schools. So if there are schools that could be completed and we could spread some of the people out and decongest some of the overcrowded schools, why wouldn't that be a solution of sorts? Why are you saying that it wouldn't be prudent to finish off these schools?
David, the time would have been finishing these schools should be around 2017, 2018. Right now, 2023, government has already made huge investment in existing senior high schools to expand infrastructure that will accommodate the overcrowding we are talking about. So the time ideally for government to expand or to channel resources to say it is completing these e-blocks or adding dormitories to it so that other students could be accommodated there, that conversation would have been around 2017, 2018. But in 2023, the reality is that the 1.5 billion loan government took to expand the infrastructure, over 80% of this infrastructure expansion work has been completed. So very soon, this overcrowding, already it is being solved. Very soon, it will even be solved entirely.
Okay.
So I feel that the challenge we have is that there's a lack of this idea of harmonizing how best we should run senior high school. Because the NDC was believing in day schooling, while I still the policy of the NPP still wants to continue with the huge dependence on the boarding. Because if the NDC, the idea is to construct 200 days senior high school, it means that gradually the narrative is that we want to shift our senior high school education on too much dependent on a boarding facility, which is the best. For us, we believe that if we get to a point where we are able to have more of our day students in senior high school, we change the ratio that maybe we are having 60% of day students and 40% of boarding students, or even 70% of day students and then 30% of boarding students. It will really help the country because you know that the cost of running boarding facility is so huge. Even with the free SHS, feeding alone, it costs government 1.4 billion annually to feed the students.
Wow.
So, yes. So what it means is that we need to get to a point to see how best we even get to a point of having our senior high schools to be much reliant on their students.
Yeah.
But that is the approach the NDC was trying to take by having this idea of the 200 e-blocks a day student, a day e-block schools. But when the NPP came in, we know they have to fulfill political promise of running free senior high school. And then that started, and then a lot of students were posted to the existing senior high school. And we heard about, or even saw, the lack of accommodation in the school, and what the government needs to do is to quickly expand infrastructure in those schools, and it has to run to get a loan of 1.5 billion to expand. So, as I mentioned, 2023, the expansion work has been so much advanced that very soon all the students can be accommodated and will not have this challenge of cohorts where some first year will be in school and then second year will be at home, or another batch will be at home, another batch will be at school. Will not be having this challenge anymore. So for me, we strongly believe that the point of addressing this would have been at the 2017, 2018 earlier stage of rolling out the free senior high school program, so that we could have made good use of these facilities of e-blocks.
Okay. All right.
But right now, even because government has shifted most of these students to the existing senior high school, the already existing e-blocks, some of them are not up to capacity. So if you go ahead to complete all of them, you will still not get students to be posted because government has expanded access to the existing senior high schools already.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Divine.
Thank you very much, Divine. Thank you
for the explanation.
Yeah.
All right. Quickly,
So,
you know,
I think we need to harmonize what it is that we want as a nation.
And you see, this is the problem with not having a plan for our country. This one comes in, we want to do majority day. This one comes in, we want to do majority boarding. How do we function like this?
It's unfortunate.
How?
It's unfortunate, you know, and to find that all these people who have taken turns to run the nation all went to school together. Yeah, they're classmates and friends and all of that, and it's like because of a certain political subscription that we've made, it's making us act as though we don't understand what it is we're doing. We're playing chaskele with the education system.
I just don't understand it.
Listen, we need to stop this. And somebody needs to take the leadership drive position to say, enough is enough. Let's stop it.
How?
Let's synchronize, let's harmonize, let's move properly forward.
Honestly.
It's
mind-boggling.
It's mind-boggling.
How do we say, okay, in this 4-year period, we want most people to be day students. Then in the next 4 to 8 year period, no. Majority of people need to be boarders. So now you have to rush to build boarding facilities to accommodate thousands more students. And then abandon facilities
Yeah.
that have been started, almost completed, because you've overcrowded the existing schools and you're rather going to focus on expanding those. I just don't get it. And you know what else is going to happen?
What?
So these schools, as population grows, and we never seem to plan for population growth.
No, we don't.
So in a few years' time, when we actually do need these e-blocks that are abandoned, we'll now come back and say, oh,
we'll come and start
in
the whole thing
2023, we should have finished these e-blocks. So now the population of Apagya is such that we actually need this school. But because we didn't think it was necessary at the time, we left it and all the others. So now we have to rush, find more money.
By the
It's
way,
a vicious cycle.
do you know that every 25 years, our population doubles?
The rate at which our population is...
Our population
it's
doubles every 25 years.
It's ridiculous. And we're not doing anything about it.
Thereabouts, right? So think about it. If we're looking at 30 million, let's say in 2020, 30 million in 2020, right? In 2045, we're looking at 60 million Ghanaians.
That's insane. We
Do you
cannot
understand?
do that.
So we can't, for the life of me, I don't understand what it is that, and you see, we have enough history to show us that the population, growth will happen in such a way that whatever amenities you put in will not go to waste. It will very quickly become inadequate. Look at the motorway, right? When it was built,
Charlie.
it's like there were 3 cars on the motorway, and that was it. And it's like
people
everybody
said
was angry, annoyed. So it's a waste
of...
Right now, it is below capacity.
They say these schools are they're unnecessary.
Yeah.
In a few years' time.
It's only 10 years. The schools will not even be enough.
What's our problem?
In 2 political cycles, 2 voting cycles, the schools that we are saying will not, it's like they're a waste, and they will not be enough.
We don't have a plan. That's we just don't have a plan. Like, we have documents.
Yes.
National Development Plan. There's a commission.
Yeah. There's
like
a commission,
NDC,
there's documents, but we don't have a plan.
We just know.
Yeah.
Not one that's being implemented.
Not one that we are all subscribing to that will say that this is what is guiding all of us, and therefore our manifestos must be built on this plan.
No.
That's what will solve the problem.
That's the only thing that will solve the problem. Yeah. Everyone has to subscribe to the National Development Plan and align with that. And as you said, whatever political promise or manifesto you come up with should be in line with the national vision. It cannot be for your personal or parochial interest. No.
Yeah.